Hey guys, it's Michelle with Complete Wellness, and today I want to talk to you about freedom of choice. And where you may be locked into thinking, I don't really have choices about certain things, like I don't choose to go to work, I go to work because I have bills to pay. Well, you can look at it that way. And when I'm talking about your choices, I want to take it back to the root of that, which is your choice to see the choices you have in a different light. You have that choice. You can say, oh, I hate my job, I don't have a choice, I gotta pay my bills. My boss is a prick, but what am I gonna do? Okay, well maybe you don't get a new job overnight. Maybe it's going to require you taking some online courses or getting some time off in order to go interview at other places. But in the meantime, you're still making a choice. And when you feel like you can't make a choice about the thing you have to do, you have to go to your kid's recital tonight where you are dog tired and you'd rather go home and go straight to bed. In those situations where you feel locked in or trapped into your situation and you think you don't have a choice, that's when you have to dial back and get a little more general and realize that at the very least you have a choice at how you're viewing things, what energy you're surrounding that thing with. So you could say my boss is a dick and I don't get paid enough and I hate this job. Or you could say I have a job. I have friends who don't have a job and they've been searching for months, and the only thing they can find is minimum wage, and my job pays more than minimum wage. And if you can look at it, same thing with your significant other or the vehicle you ride. My ride's a piece of shit. Well, there are people who don't have one at all. There are people who have to bum a ride, and if they don't, they're just, what they do that day is at the mercy of someone who will give them a ride. But you have a ride. Is it a brand new Cadillac? Maybe not, but it's a ride. It gets you from point A to point B. And when you're looking at it like it's a piece of shit, that's where your energy gets going. Oh, sucks to be me, woe is me. And it throws your whole day off. But when you can look at it, and all you're doing is reframing it. It's the same situation, you're just looking at it differently. You're making a choice to look at it differently. So, at least I have a ride. I live in an apartment with 3 other people. Well, you could be living on the street, or you could be couch surfing at a cousin's house who has 5 kids and 5 dogs. And if you're constantly attaching how you feel about a thing to the conditions that you're in, that's the wrong focus. The focus is you always have a choice. You always want to choose empowerment. You always want to choose where you have control in the situation and maximize that. Why wouldn't you? So if the only bit of control you have over a situation is the way you choose to view it, why wouldn't you capitalize on that? So, when you're putting forth all this negative energy, you're also putting out there on a vibrational level more of the same. Negative meets negative. Negative draws negative. Just like you wouldn't expect to hear, what's broadcast on 95.1 if you're dialed into 101.5. It wouldn't make sense to you, right? But it's vibrational. It's the same thing. You wouldn't dial into pissed off and expect to get happy. And that's really what I'm talking about. Every situation in life isn't going to feel perfect to you. It's not going to feel like everything's going your way. But when you can reframe it in a way that you see it as going your way, then it changes your entire life experience. It changes your entire moment. But you're not going to, tune into a hip-hop station and expect to hear country music. You're just not. So why are you putting out there all this doom and gloom and doubt and fear, and then wonder why you're getting stuff to be afraid about and doubtful about and restless about and anxious about? So, if you would take the time to look at your situations as choices, because everything is, whether you're going to eat a turkey breast for lunch or a hot dog covered in chili, it's all a choice. But the good news is, once you embrace the power in that comes with, okay, am I going to want indigestion later, or am I going to want, to feed the muscles that I worked out last night? Everything that you do when you're putting forth effort, it's either going to help you get closer or further from your goals. So that's on you. You can't get to the end of your day and my boss was a prick and the kids are too loud. And listen, your kids that are too loud, there are some parents in a hospital somewhere with their child in a coma who are praying for them to make some kind of noise. You just have to start reframing what your blessings are. It's not about changing your circumstances. Well, once I get rich. Well, once my kids go off to college. Well, once my spouse starts acting right. Those exact same situations could be happening to another person who is ecstatic about it. Ecstatic to have a spouse because they've been lonely their whole life. A spouse just to come home to. Kids because they're barren and they're on the list for 5 years waiting to adopt. You gotta learn to start looking at what you think are impositions in your life that are forced upon you as choices. And if you can't choose right this second, I have to go to this job tomorrow because my mortgage is due on Friday, then choose to reframe how you're thinking about it. Choose to be appreciative that you have a house. Choose to appreciate that you have a job. And once you start, this is power, this is control. Take control back over your life, where that's what you're saying with this. You know what? I don't have much control in this world, but I do have control over my feelings, how I'm reacting to this. And it's the difference between someone who's happy and they live in a one-room apartment with, secondhand furniture and no vehicle, they take the bus, and they're thrilled to death, they're happy, they always got a smile on their face. Think about that. You're not so bad off as you think you are. You just got to reframe how you're thinking.